Hey YouTube, welcome to Beyond the Hype. It's the series that I created to cut through sort of like the clickbait of this is the most meta Pokemon ever, to actually give you an analysis of new Pokemon or Pokemon with new moves to tell you how good they are, strengths and weaknesses, and how you should use them. So Community Day, we just had Clodsire, new Pokemon in the game, a poison ground Pokemon. As you look at the stat product, not a high attack stat, but very, very high stamina, 2400 overall stat product, 213 stamina. So very, very bulky Pokemon. I used it today, I had good success with it. I think that it is quite a good Pokemon. If you go down to the matchups, you can see, being poison. So the first thing is actually, let's just go to the rankings here, because I did not like its typing. Its typing it has pros for sure, being again, it is a poison and a ground, so it has its strengths. The problem is it has a lot of weaknesses. And a lot of weaknesses of some of the main meta you see. So like, because of the poison, you're weak to ground, and you're weak to psychic, and then because of the ice, because of the poison, you're weak to ground and psychic, and because of the ground, you're weak to ice and water. So 4 weaknesses. You neutralize grass on the ground there because of the poison. So 4 weaknesses, but again, when you have just look at the main meta, right? I said Medicham with Psychic, Gligar with Dig. Everything seems to have Dig or Drill Run, like Ace Hand Slash with Ice and Drill Run, Swamperts, Lanturns with Surf. So there is quite a lot of weaknesses that you will have against some of the main meta, and you see that in your losses, right? So you have Swampert, Gligar, Dewgong, Jellicent, Pelipper, like all the water's there. Gligar with the Dig, you just don't have anything to throw at it, because it is a flying and ground, so that resists everything. Now here comes your ice, Frostlass and Ninetales. Here comes your Lanturn with water. So it has a lot of the main, and Medicham's close. It depends if you land a Psychic or not. I lost to one that they just went Psychic first, and I lost that. But there's, let's just go to the wins. There's some nice wins here. Because you're poison, you resist the Charm, a Ninetales. Registeel, Bastiodon, Carbink don't really have a ton to throw at you. Some of them don't have it. Like, Carbink has nothing to throw at you because Rock and Fairy is resisted. AC and Slash, so I mentioned AC and Slash has Ice Punch Showing. You still win because you are also doing super effective with Mud Shots and super effective with Earthquakes, and you're just so tanky. So that's the Shadow version. I'm wondering if the non-Shadow version, non-Shadow version you lose because it has a little more bulk, right? So that's the trade-off there. Lanturn with Spark you beat because you're resisting the Sparks. So good wins, good losses. How I would use it and how I had success today, it was not in this 1v1 shield. When I had, I'll show you the team and how I used it. What I had the most success with was when it had shield advantage. So let's just look at the 0 versus 1 and then the 1v2. So when you have a shield advantage, it just seemed like I could not lose because you just had the bulk. There's you could lose, like Gligar, you don't have anything to throw at. But there was just other matchups where you just seemed like with that shield advantage, I just had no, I wasn't going to lose. So 0 versus 1 here, right? So if you have 1 shield, they have 0, 36 and 6. If you have 2 shields and they only have 1 shield, 31 and 11. And that, I kind of felt that. Again, there's stuff like, again, Gligar, you don't have anything to throw because they are flyer and ground. Diggersby is just going to just Mud Shot, Scorching Sands can be super effective against you. Frostlass with Powder Snow, Avalanche is super effective against you. So there's some things that you just can't really, you're going to lose to no matter what. But overall, it just seemed like this was a very strong Pokemon. Again, they actually nerfed it, which is funny because they nerfed it to give these less strong moves. But Mud Shot, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake is quite a good combo. So let's look at the team. So the thought process behind the team was, if I'm going to lose to Gligar, and I'm going to lose to Swampert, and I'm going to lose to Diggersby, and I'm going to lose to that, Ninetales and Medicham just seems like a good combo there, right? Medicham will deal with, Ninetales will deal with a lot of the flyers and everything. So you will notice that one of the losses I did. So there's 2 things with this team. One, there's a core breaker, so I don't know if you want to use this exact team. Frostlass. Frostlass beat my Ninetales and then destroys the backline. And Gligar you're going to destroy Gligar with Ninetales, but you're going to lose both backline with it. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use it. Don't you either have to try and draw it out or just rearrange the order, something like that, or just think about how like play out the Medicham matchup, are the different options. Sorry, I just noticed that it's so funny because I can see on my screen here this shirt looks blue, but this is the shirt that I was wearing on stage, and it is very much purple, so it's interesting that it's coming across as blue. Anyways, sorry, let's get to some battles. Timestamps below. Ninetales against Medi. So this matchup is only neutral-ish when you have a Powder Snow, because they get to the counters are adding up on the Shadow. They get to the Psychic before you get to Dazzling Gleam, right? So it's just like a bad matchup, and they bait here. So I'm going to bait right back, knowing that I can probably grab a shield back. And if not, I will take this out. That's just a nice punch. They're not going to get to a Psychic back-to-back there. And now I can get to two Weather Balls, one to take out and another one to throw on the next one. Or if they shield, I can just go back-to-back here. And I do go back-to-back here, right? So they may want to double shield and keep switch, or I'm going to take switch anyways. So they double shield to keep switch. And this is where, again, the scenario that I kind of talked about. It just felt like when you had a shield with Clodsire, that I was always in a good situation. So I think I probably let the Psychic go through. Yeah, I let the Psychic go through. I'll land a nice punch here. See what they come in with. A Azumarill. So I get the Psychic off. This was kind of like I could have gone faster. The thing is, Clodsire is weak to water, bubbles, and Ice Beam. Ice. And it has a Sludge Bomb. So I could have like... do I save this or let it go? I do let it go, thinking that like I still Clodsire with a shield can still sweep. So right, so taking super effective from the bubbles. I am at the Sludge Bomb. As you can see, like this Azumarill is already in the yellow, and this is a very super effective stab, same type attack bonus Sludge Bomb, does not take out. So that's the kind of that's the thing. Like it's a very defensive Pokemon. If you're going to use this Pokemon, you will notice that sometimes, like in this matchup, this Reggie has nothing to throw at me, so it's an easy win here. But like this does like 55-60%, like takes it to the yellow, but not that far into the yellow. Of course, Focus Blast, Poison resists, Zap Cannon, the ground resists. So this is just an easy matchup that I'm going to win no matter what. But it was just like, just be aware that this Pokemon is very not attacking, very defensive, right? So Ninetales against Lurantis. This is a good lead. The only problem with this is Lurantis charges very quickly and hits really hard. So I really don't want to take a move here. I can take one from this range, but I don't want to. So I just shield that one early. They let this go. Yeah, Carbink. So immediately switch here. And this is where this was like a good read and not. I feel like back in the day, a lot of people, like not back in the day, not a lot of people. When I was first starting out, that'd be something like, if you're a newer person, you would just like stay in with the Ninetales. But like when you have two answers to the back in it, pull out one of the counters. So I get the Medi on it, pull out the Gligar. Ninetales is now going to take this Gligar with ease, and I have the Clodsire, which is going to absolutely wreck the Carbink. So I just go for the full farm down. I do actually get off a Dazzling Gleam here too, which does quite a lot because I'm a Shadow Ninetales, so this does like 40-ish plus %. Yeah, even more. Puts it down to there. And now the Mud Shots are doing super effective. I don't even need to go Earthquake. Sludge Bomb is still neutral, and the Mud Shots are adding up that I can just do that. I think they were like at the 20. I feel bad. I will eventually start throwing. So I'm in like the 2800-ish range right now. I've already hit Legend, and I think when people see me hit Legend, like this is definitely one who is in the 2000, like maybe he'll quit. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I need videos. I need videos for the next couple weeks. So I'll eventually throw, if I'm in like the 2900 range in like the last 2 weeks of the season, I'll start throwing, but 4 weeks left is still a lot of time. Ninetales, if this is a Charm Ninetales, which I think it was, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to stay in, but it's not something you want to do. So what I do is I end up shielding once, baiting, because I figured they would just repay the shield knowing that I have such a huge advantage. And I'm like, maybe I can get to it, and I don't think I can. I don't know if this will take me out. Maybe I could. No, that would have taken me out, so I can't. So I just got some chip there. Now the poison resists the charm. So I'm resisting the charm. I take a weather ball. Again, it still hurts, so I'm tanky, but a super effective weather ball from a Shadow A9 still hurts, right? That's why I didn't put the 8 beside this name. I was like, it looks a little blank. Yes, it's a Ninetales. So Medi on this is not a bad matchup. I've also have I think later Clodsire on Superior in another matchup, so I'll talk about that then. Because you hit super effective with the mud shot is resisted, but the sludge bombs are super effective, right? So if I live this, which I think if I remember I do, I think they go Aerial Ace and I live, and then I counter down, and I think I get a Psychic off on the Lickitung to take this low. Instant swap. So this is what I'm talking about. So this Lickitung has less than 50% health left. I go Earthquake does not even come close to taking it out, and I cannot mud shot down, so they get the move off. It seems like a lot of times, I remember this happening in multiple matchups, it seems like a lot of times, I don't know if I would have got to a Sludge Bomb there, but I think it was in another matchup where I'm like, oh, Earthquake will sure one shot, and it didn't, and I still need to get to the Sludge Bomb. I feel like Sludge Bomb, this is just something that you're going to have to get used to. And by you, I mean me as well. Anyone who uses this Pokemon, just be aware that because it's so defensive heavy and doesn't have a high attack stat, a lot of times where you think like Earthquake's a good move, Sludge Bomb's a good move. Both are stab, same type attack bonus. Like both of them, you feel like this should hit way harder, and it doesn't. Even super effective moves, and so it's just like if you're gonna do that, just be aware that you may like. Sometimes when you think one Earthquake is enough, I think maybe 2 Sludge Bombs is the way to go. And I'm sure there's an example that I can show of that happening again later. But again, it's sort of counterintuitive. But again, here you can see here, I got a 2v1 shield advantage. I am going to get the Dazzling Gleam off here. I think I then do shield to make it 1-1. But a lot of times, just like take that shield advantage. Take that shield advantage into Clodsire, and you're in a good spot. So swap here, right? So I was supposed to say I remember this matchup. I remember having that. So Mud Shot resisted, Sludge Bomb super effective, Frenzy Plants and Vine Whip neutral, super effective on the ground, resisted on the poison. I shield up the first Frenzy because I figured they'd throw the Frenzy first and then bait second with the Aerial Ace. And I think just I outpace. If I remember, because I remember getting to the third sludge before they get a frenzy off. So frenzy still hurt, right? They're still neutral and it's a frenzy. Yeah, and I very easily outpace here. So get the sludge bomb off, take this out, and now they need to throw because I'm at another move. So I think the sludge bomb actually is the mud shot sludge bomb is a pretty fast combo. We know that, I just did this video the other day, we know that Mudshot gives 9 energy per. How much does a Sludge Bomb? Sludge Bomb is 50 energy for 80 damage. So 1.6 damage per energy plus stab, so it's more than that for this, but not an amazing, but not bad. So 50, what did I say, 9, so 6. So it only takes 6 Mudshots to get to a Sludge Bomb. And Earthquake is 65, so it'll take 8, because 7 times 9 is 63, so it'll take 8. So 6 and 8 are your counts on this. So 6 and 8 that counts on this. So it's a decently fast charging Pokemon, right? Mudshot's a pretty fast charging move. This one I jump around that I can now get my Clodsire on their Bastiodon, and that is all you need. So a lot of good things that it does have a lot of good matchups in this meta. I think it's strong. I think it's appropriately placed. It's appropriately placed in the meta. I think it's like rank. PV Poke has it like ranked 10th or something. 11th. Right now in PV Poke it's ranked 11. I think that's accurate. I think it is actually quite quite strong. It's one of those Pokemon where I think the typing is unique enough. Because here's the thing, it's probably got the similar stat product to I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna check it. I'm like, it probably has a similar stat-ish product to Diggersby, without the problem of having it's actually very close overall stat product. 23-25 for Diggersby, 23-52 for Clodsire. Only 2 lower attack for Clodsire. The stamina is much higher on Clodsire, 209 compared to 171 in Diggersby, but then it makes up defense Diggersby 141 to 119. So I thought that because it kind of felt like similar-ish in the bulk, and they both have Mud Shot move. Interesting, the Poison Sting there. And then I just thought about Scorching Sands or Earthquake. I think where Diggersby fails is having that normal typing. I think that normal typing hurts it a lot more. The ground normal hurts it a lot more than the poison ground. I'd rather have a poison ground typing than a normal typing in a league dominated by Medicham, right? So that, and again, Scorching Sands is now the fastest. If you're running Scorching Sands Hyper Beam, you have like longer type moves as opposed to having Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, which is kind of quicker. So that's why I like Clodsire much more. So much so that I actually ran a anti Clodsire team number 2. So I've got that coming. So this is the Frostlass hard counter. Like I don't have anywhere to go. I ran an anti Clodsire team that I'll showcase today or tomorrow. I've got like 4 battles. I'm filming this Sunday night, obviously because the community day was Sunday, so I filmed this Sunday night for Monday morning. I've only got like 4 battles, so I'd have to try and find time tomorrow morning to do it tomorrow afternoon. And I already have a couple other videos banked for Open Great League, so you'll definitely see the anti-team maybe Monday afternoon, but probably closer to Tuesday morning. So yeah, good lead with Dragonite here. They get into Azumarill. I should be pretty. The problem is I don't have an immediate answer to Azumarill. I think Clodsire probably is the answer to Azumarill, but I grabbed the one shield there. They're gonna grab it right back. The thing is they have a lot else going for them, with the bubbles being super effective, ice being super effective. But these Sludge Bombs are also super effective, and it only takes me 6 mud shots to get to, which is much faster to get to than they are getting to their moves. So I'll probably take 1 move just to see how much it does. Yeah, Ice Beam. Like not a decent amount. It's not anything like crazy, but I'm already at the second Sludge Bomb, right? So you just quite easily outpace. Dragonite comes back in. I am able to get the Sludge Bomb off. And I try and like farm down, thinking that I can do it before they get the superpower. I am wrong. They get to the superpower, which is enough to put me in the very deep red. Shadow on Shadow here, neutral. They come Medi. So now it's just a mirror match where they're 1 ahead. I remember this was a very close match. So get the Psychic off here. I thought the Azumarill had a move, but I guess they dumped their Ice Beam, so maybe they're like 1 or 2 short. You're gonna see it ends with like a counter down. So I get the Psychic off, and then I catch on the Clodsire, because they're gonna outpace me to the Ice Punch now. but I know that, and I know they have to throw immediately right on 6 because they're also going to counter them down, right? So now I do counter them down, and the counter registers before the bubble does. 2 versus 3, right? So close one there. Clodsire. This one was running a Poison Sting, so I was like, okay, this is a great matchup. And then I'm getting super effective moves. I'm like, Poison Sting. Is that a thing people are gonna run? I don't know. So Mud Shot is obviously 3 damage, 9 energy for just a 2-turn duration move. And Poison Sting is the same thing. Is it actually the same thing? 3, 9, 3, 9. Poison Sting is the same thing. 3 and 9. Interesting. So that both are clones of each other. Poison Sting and Mudshot are clones of each other. So you could use this theoretically as the same fast charger, but with Poison Sting. So the question is, what's the better option for Great League? The recommended moveset, actually the recommended is now coming up as Poison Sting instead of Mudshot. Let me just maximum stat product in all shield scenarios and limit. So what is the difference? Poison Sting gives you the Zoom Roll win. Makes sense. Okay, so I can actually just see the difference. So the difference is a Zoom Roll is the only one you pick up, but you lose 2. Mudshot Clodsire picks up a Sandslash and Steelix. A couple steals there. Is there anywhere across? I don't think it should affect. Oh yeah, anything that's a flyer, you're doing a little better with Poison Sting, right? Mantine, you're still losing, but you're closer. A Ninetales with Powder Snow, you're losing, but you're closer. But then the steals, like Stunfisk, G-Fisk, you lose them both, but Mudshot's obviously better. So it seems like a wash. Mudshot actually has 1 more win and the higher overall average. I assume that's probably the same across in the 2 shield. In the 2 shield, there's actually 3 and 3. So it just depends. Okay. So Mudshot still has a better overall average, but there is just in the 2 shield with Mudshot, you win Lanturn, A-Slash, Galarian Stunfisk. But Poison Sting would beat Superior, Mandibuzz, and Charizard, right? Flyer and Grass. So that makes sense. And in the 0 shield, it's the same thing. A Sandslash is your wins for Mudshot, and then Noctowl and Pelipper are your wins for Poison Sting. So it really comes down to what you want to use it for. I think if you're building a team to do better against steals, Lanturn, stuff like that, Mudshot's the way to go. If you're purposely hunting Zoom Rolls, Superiors, Flyers, like again, you're not going to do amazing against Flyers, but you're going to have a better matchup against Flyers. Probably gives you a little more safety. Then Poison Sting is probably the way to go. But I think either have play. It just depends on how you want to, what you want to target there. So that is Clodsire. Again, I think it is a very strong Pokemon. Even though it got nerfed, I think it is still a very, very strong Pokemon. Obviously, it has checks. I expect to see. So what is my team that I'm using? So I'm using a Defense Deoxys on the lead because it's one of those I can just Psycho Boost and bail, and then it's Gligar and Swampert, right? Deoxys, Gligar, and Swampert. If you made it this far, you deserve to know the team. Gligar and Swampert very, very easily handle Clodsire. And Defense Deoxys, although it does not win, I have it on the lead that if I see Clodsire on the lead, it's just a Psycho Boost super effective and bail into probably Gligar as a safe swap. So it's been working. I did 4 games with it, and I was 4-0 today with it. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'll run like another 2 sets with it, so I have like 10 battles, and I'll showcase that. Realistically, yeah, I'm in meetings all morning tomorrow. So realistically, I'm gonna Tuesday. I got my MVP team this afternoon. My MVP team from regionals, the 3 best Pokemon on that team. So Chargebug is one of the top ones, which I think has play in this meta. So that'll be this afternoon. And then I'll commit to the anti-team tomorrow morning. And then I also have a Shadow Steelix one tomorrow afternoon. And then I'll see if I can get a few more for the rest of the week. That's it. Let me know your thoughts if you used it, what you think of it. I think it's actually strong, but like to hear your thoughts. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for this afternoon's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.